Assalamu alaikum.
ايوه معاك فوق ولا معاك فوق؟
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Can you hear me, brothers?
Yes, sir.
Everyone? So
Yes.
how are you all? It is so. Can we have a brief intro? Who are? Do you by this time do you know everyone?
Yes.
So everyone knows me, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Probably I have seen Abdirajak earlier, right?
Yes.
He's talking.
Me.
Anyone else?
All of them are muted.
Okay, I'm asking. Okay, you can mute yourself like you already did it. Two brothers already unmuted themselves, so you can just click on the participant and you can unmute.
Yes. Couple mute katikada.
Allow. So initially I am unmuting, but later on I will mute everyone. So you already know how we work, right?
Yes, everyone is
Rule is
ready.
simple. Only 9 participants joined so far. We
The
may.
other, we will wait.
Lahi, are you there? Yes, I have seen.
مو فوق ماشي.
Abdullah,
Unmute the kid.
everyone is here? But
Yeah.
there are some other we expect.
Hello.
So, brother from Somalia is joining here?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
No.
Not yet?
Still no.
Okay.
ماني فرطة.
So first of all, I would like to thank Allah Subhanahu wa Taala that we have Alhamdulillah, with good health, we are in here, and at least we come together remotely and we can talk here, right? So this is a great blessings from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So, and secondly, I would like to thank you guys that you have joined with AVP to get some learning and to improve your skills as well. So as we already know, do you remember our last class? Everyone participated in my last class, class 1?
No, I was not. For the first class. This is my first class.
Muhammad Dehia, yeah, okay. First class. Anyone else?
Muhammad, that is only second class. Ali is
my
not this.
There is two people. There is
Yeah.
So, do you see my screen?
yes.
Yeah, we have already
Yes,
seen it.
yes, I see.
PPP. Project management, right? So we covered the project management fundamental, planning and execution. This one, right? Am I right? This
Yeah,
one?
fundamental business. The project man. Yeah, we have seen it.
So do you remember what is project and what is project management? Brother,
This is practice planning.
yeah? Do you remember? Do you remember this?
Yes, yes. I was remember.
So, anyone tell me what is project? Just to check what you can remember or what do you understand.
Project is a temporary endeavor undertaken to create a unique product or service as a project manager.
Excellent. Anyone else?
Temporary endeavor undertaken to create a unique product or service or result.
Okay. So, as Abdullahi telling that, yeah, the project is a temporary endeavor, and we know that it comes with a life cycle. And what we are going to complete in this session and tomorrow's session, these are the 4 things, inshallah, we will be trying to cover. Analyze a project life cycle. Okay, so we already covered the project, right? And what is project management and how we implement and how we execute the project. So we will revise those the portions or those stages of a project again, and later on we will at least I will give you a template, very simple template, and multiple template inshallah will be shared later. How to prepare a development budget. Have you prepared any budget in your life?
No.
Not yet.
Yes.
Like a budget, financial.
Are you sure?
No.
You never prepared budget, right? But I may remind you that before coming to Bangladesh, you bring some money, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So you asked your parents or someone else to give you some money, right?
Yes.
How did
Only
you assess that part? You had to go through some stages, right? So you checked whether um, what would be the cost of living in Bangladesh. So what could be the food expenditure for you in Bangladesh and education expenditure? So you considered some factors, right? Am I right?
Absolutely.
Right.
Yes.
Yes, sir. These are the assessment of different stages. What we make assess or prepare. You may not prepare any budget with a spreadsheet, but you assumed in your mind, right? In your head, you try to remember that yes, the plane fare would be $500. Your living expense, just for an example, your living cost would be $200 per month, right?
Yeah.
This way, you brought some money from your parent or from your home country in Bangladesh, right? So that is what the project, a budget we make, we prepare for a project as well. So, but the difference is you made it informally, meaning you did not make any note, you did not go through any spreadsheet. But now what we are going to do as a project manager or as a project stakeholder, you might be interested to know how much the total expenditure of a particular project will be in a particular period. That means within the limited time that is we are considering, right? So by definition, we know that a project has a limited time scale. So within that time scale, what will be our expenditure and what will be the income? For example, you may have thought before coming to Bangladesh, you may also consider to going to India to study same topic, right? You may consider studying in UK or Malaysia in some other countries, but you did not go there. Rather, you came to Bangladesh because you thought that there are some that would have some benefit you will receive from Bangladesh particularly, or you thought that here, what do you, rather I should ask you, what did you thought? Why you come to Bangladesh rather than going to India or any other country? Why? That would be make us interactive, right? So can you please anyone take the lead and discuss why you came to Bangladesh or why you did not go to UK or some other countries?
And
My-
there is
Can I answer that question?
Yes, please.
Okay. In my opinion, I'm in here because the financial also is good. It's also you can get a good quality education and low cost. And also this country is a Muslim country. So we choose to study in Muslim countries.
Right. So you just told me three factors. Number one, low cost, quality education, and
Yeah.
three, the Muslim country. So you assess the economic part and the financial part, right? You also
Yeah.
assess the environment. You see, we are assessing the environmental, economic, social, and cultural impact, right? So
Yeah.
that means you also assess the culture of Bangladesh to be, if you for time being in next 2 hours we may consider that you're coming to Bangladesh or you are what the degree, whatever the degree you are achieving here, masters or pre-masters or post-masters degree, you are already taking, right? Other than this PGDPM. So we may consider this as a project. So project to coming to Bangladesh starting. So that is the project life cycle we started. So what we do here is that, you see how I am just going to explain again what we do at the initial stage. Do you see the graphs? Phase 1,
Yes.
phase 2, phase 3, and phase 4?
Yes.
Okay, excellent. So you see, in x-axis, we have level of total effort in y-axis. Here is the phase, different phases. So in different phases, you see, we have the concept phase. That means at the first, before coming to Bangladesh, you may ask your friend about Bangladesh, about Bangladeshi culture, about Dhaka, and you may also find the alternative. So identify your need as you told, you just one of you guys told that your goal was to get a Muslim country. So the practicality, you also thought that yes, it is a low-cost country. You may get quality education compared to the other country. You may get it cheaper. So economy, the resources. So these are the things we all consider, right? So this is what in project we said that this is the concept phase, phase 1. Okay. So once you see that yes, most of these part, if you see that most of the part are positive to you, then you will consider to go to the second phase, right? So in the second phase, you may start in the feasibility. That is what we are saying. Yes, you now consider the whether you are going to the NSU, North South University, or whether you will go to the which Daffodil University. Some of you guys are coming. So some of you guys are in different other universities as well. I am not sure in which universities you are, or you consider the price of different programs, right? My dear brothers, are you hearing everyone?
Yeah, we are hearing you.
Yes, sir.
Kindly tell me to repeat. I will inshallah repeat. No problem, inshallah. In whatever stage, if you have any misunderstanding, we'll inshallah go through again. So in the second phase, that means now you see, we already talked about WBS, work breakdown structure, right? Work breakdown schedule in our first class. So we talk about budget. Now we are talking about the budget, cash flow, financing. In another workshop, I consider I will also go through this content today again. So we consider the feasibility, in very practical way, how we consider the economic or the financial feasibility study. Basically, we go for the financial feasibility study. That means we use some tools and techniques to assess whether this will go for the feasible, meaning whether this project is financially benefited for you. If you see, yes, this is financially benefited, that means you will go for this project. Otherwise, you will not go. That is the conclusion of this second phase. So in the third phase, we make the execution, meaning you already entered to Bangladesh, right? So you already mobilized your effort, you already mobilized your packages, you made some procurement from your home, you made the testing, if there are any issues here, you make resolve those issues, and you make a focus reports, and now you are getting the delivery. So once you get the facility, meaning you completed your master's, so you get the certificate. So after getting the certificate, you may transfer this to your home. I mean, you will get probably you will show your certificate to your parents, right? So that is the transferring. If you consider for time being, this is what our ultimate outcome for you guys. So ultimately, this is the total 4 phase we are considering here. So in today's class, we are very much interested about phase 2, and in the next sessions, multiple sessions, we'll go for phase 3, the execution, where we'll consider about the team mobilization. I mean, the HR, that is what we did here. I have shown you. So in the next class, probably we will consider the HR issues, and then we'll go for the risk management, and finally we'll make the performance evaluation of our total project. So is there any question on this topic so far? No. No question.
Yes.
Phase 2, sir, phase 2.
Excellent. Fine. So
Sure.
apologize for misuse of. So can you tell me what were your budget uh, while coming to Bangladesh? Just anyone, so that we may check it. Or compare with other our projects. Anyone there to discuss? Okay, so you are not interested, no problem. So I am here. Here I am going to show you a property forecasting. I mean, how to value the meaning of budget. You see, when I told you about now it is 2020. None of us consider that COVID-19 will be here, right? While coming from Somalia. Anyone here? You could
Yes.
predict that COVID could affect here? But yes, what we did, we made some assumption that yes, there could have some risk of any economic downturn or something. So here we are just considering a investment property where there are 3 kind of bedrooms. One is 2-bedroom units, one is 1-bedroom units, another one is studio units. So the company has a 6-year holding period. I mean, they will increase the rent in this way. So this is the basically a budgeting technique I am show you in a spreadsheet. Okay, I will give you some other template as well, so you may use to. So in budget, in a budget, what do? We consider the expenses, right? So the operating expenses, we have the operating statement, meaning the what will be the potential rent. We use the expenses here and total expense and the total net operating income. How we consider the income? Here is the description. So we have the monthly rent of $88 for 300 units. We have 50 units. So we have 150 one-bedroom units, from where we may receive a monthly rent of $704. So these are the input cell in yellow colors. So if you change it, the calculation will change. You see, here is the calculation and the formula is here as well. So you may check it later from your home. I will share this after the class, inshallah. So in a spreadsheet, we can make some budget. In a budget, we prepare the simple financial statement. In a revenue, we consider the expenses, and if we get the financial statement for the whole year, we'll get the total budget. So since this is not a market, I mean, this is not actual, this is budget. That means it could happen. But if economy is good, we'll get this rent. If economy is bad, we may not receive $850. We may receive $400 per rent, for a, you see, annual gross rent estimate is decreasing. So if economy is poor, then we may get lower bedroom rent, and in this way we may change it, right? So here is the meaning of template is, if we change it, it will automatically calculate for us. So the template has this advantage. So here is the expense, here is our prediction, okay, but here is the calculation. So you can check it later. So we consider that every year operating expense will go up because of the inflation or some other different management fees, different fees could be increasing. So total number of total operating expense would increase by a percentage of 3.5%. And we consider management fee on the total. So an increase in property tax could be after 3 years, 25% increase. So in this way, we can consider net operating income of 300 for the first year operating focus. Here is the effective gross income, okay? So net operating income. In this way, we have this operating statement, net operating income, we calculated, and since we are making property, so we consider here a mortgage loan from bank or some other non-financial institutions. So mortgage could be amount of $8,000, 80 lakh, I mean $8 million. So here is the calculation, and this is simple. And then we consider the before tax cash flow, and we have the after tax cash flow. Okay, so if we got this after tax cash flow, then we get this after tax equity. Okay, so we may calculate some ratios. What are those ratios? Gross rent multiplier, income multiplier. You see, these are very positive figures because of the high level of rent we are going to receive. Here is the monthly rent. So here are some other ratios as well. So discounted cash flow is here, after tax cash flow. So we have the after tax IRR. Of 12%, around 12%. You see, here is the IRR. I will show you. So NPV IRR calculation, I will go for another slide for that feasibility study. So in this way, that means the first thing to consider in your so in a now if we consider, if I consider this one, you see now, right? So here is the total, there was the spreadsheet I have shown. Now this is the total after-tax cash flow year by year, okay? So after considering everything, we'll go for a feasibility study, the financial feasibility study. So in a financial feasibility study, what do we do? Or a feasibility, what do we do? Determine if a particular action makes sense from an economic, financial, environmental, and operational standpoint. So I already discussed about the financial viewpoint. That means we are anticipating an important strategic decision. So there is the budget we have to prepare, right? So a company perform feasibility study to evaluate what they do. They may check the location if they need to acquire another company so that this is beneficial, or if they need to buy a system, new product development. So whatever we are doing, we will check it whether these are financially or economically feasible. And we will consider the impact assessment. What do we do? We do in impact assessment. We'll go in the next class. I will go focus on feasibility study today. So in a feasibility study, a company review its strengths and weaknesses. Focus on the proposed plan. You see, I wrote 4 points here. So develop a strategic plan for the project, translating general ideas. A company may wish to hire a qualified consultant. For example, the person like me, I also, and some other economists are also available. So if there are any wrong calculation from our standpoint, the project will be like this. You see, the building is collapsing underwater. So that is why this is very important that we make the project management a feasibility study. So in a financial project feasibility study, we consider net present value. Yeah, anyone? Any question? Question? No. Okay. We have the internal rate of return, that is modified internal rate of return. We calculate the cost, benefit cost ratio, BCR, and the profitability index as well. So now, do you know what is the, when we are starting the feasibility, that I just told you that to calculate the feasibility study, we have to prepare the budget, right? Do you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So if you can
Sir, I have a question.
more appropriate budget you can prepare, more appropriate will be your feasibility study. Okay, so I'm going to share you another feasibility study report so that Let's see. Better if I show you.
Please close your voice to the other students.
Sorry? Are you telling me? Or
No, sir, you are not the other students.
Sir, I have a question.
okay.
Sir,
Please.
I have a question.
Yeah, please.
Okay, sir, when you are making the budget, the actual you are not taking the actual budget, but you are taking maybe estimation, the highest number maybe you can get, and the lowest number. So
Right.
whenever like this crucial moment happens, what will you do? Like coronavirus happened, and
Excellent.
then you
Excellent question.
yeah.
I got
So
your
what do-
question. So I am repeating if I am right. So you are telling that you make a budget. So after
Yes.
after 3 months or 4 months, you have some changes in the situation. So what will you do, right?
Yes.
This,
Yeah.
excellent. So this is what a project. Most of the projects come with this challenge. Most of the project, because after certain time, a stakeholder, the project owner, will ask you, my dear brother, please make it a second story building, not a 4-story building. I don't require that much, right? So this is one of the change you have to. And now we have another condition, that means natural disaster. If there is any natural disaster, which was actually 100 years back, we had another flu, but we forgot that flu. Now we are considering after COVID-19, what we are telling that change. We always in projects we always tell that change is the only constant which you have to consider. Do you understand my point?
Yes.
Yes, yes. Sir.
Change is the only constant. That means you have to change with the situation. For example, earlier, probably in 6 months back, we did not have most of the private universities in public or in public university, or even at ABP. We did not use any online platform like Zoom or something. Probably we use some Facebook or Skype for our internal meeting. But so what happens? Now we know that we cannot go immediate close contact. So we had to change, right? So now we are changing our policies. So the project will also some of the, so this is what we tell that new normal. So after each of the change, we'll see the new normal will happen. So we'll get accustomed with some of the situation, right? This is what we talk about the new normal. So the from the learning, the most of the learning from this COVID-19 effect or the coronavirus effect is that we have to now in each of the projects we have to consider natural disaster as a second thing as well. So this could happening in each of the projects. So this is my probably you got the point, right? So do you have any other question? No question? If you have any problem, you may write on the chat room as well. You can use the chat room to in without saying anything. You can tell. You can write there as well. So I'm going to show you a feasibility study report. I am going to share you now on a screen what we do in a large feasibility study. Do you see this? This is a coffee project feasibility study. Are you hearing? Okay, I hope so.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I am muting you all again. Don't talk. Okay. So now project feasibility study and evaluation. So this is a from a university of students prepared this. So you see what I am showing you in the content only, because this is a 300 plus pages report. So I'm not going to. I will share with you this later. But in an introduction, what we do, we make the project objectives. So we clarify the objective to our stakeholders. Then we see what would be the benefit, operational methods, time frame of the study. Then, because you are going for coffee making industry in Thailand, okay. So there are many parts. Industry profile. So in the industry profile, we want to see what would be the. Then you make the marketing feasibility study, and so technical feasibility study, and finally financial feasibility study. So I am, as in our course, as a part of the course, we usually consider this is very important. But when we are talking about in our environmental analysis, we make the marketing feasibility study and other external analysis. That is like sharing. So tomorrow we'll check that how we assess the environmental, economic, and other cultural impact of a project. Okay, so we more focusing on private and public projects. So now feasibility study of a private and public project. So as you see, what we are going to consider these three tools for establishing a or screening project, deciding whether the project will be accepted or rejected. So in calculating net present value, what we did, we make some assumption. What are those assumptions? Here is our construction project example. So I have shown that the new project name is 6-story building, and here is the budget we prepared, right? We already talked about the budget. So starting from 2021, the project life cycle total life will be 11 years. and here are the cost. You see the costs are in black, and here are the blue color. We have the revenue estimation. So after considering these, we make a calculation. So you see, here is the actual, I mean the BGT are million. So operating or construction cost will be 200 million BGT and 700 million next year. So in the following 9 years, we will have some operating cost, and we will receive the rent for 4 years only. And by selling the flat or the different units of flats, we may earn a revenue from here. So for 10 years, for 10 years. So these are the cash flow in terms, for example, 500, we are receiving $500 million in 2023. But in today's value, this $500 is not actually $500. So when we are considering this on zero, I mean, we consider now 2020, for example, after 2020, meaning at the start of 2021. So the value discounted financial benefit. What is the discount rate? 15% is the discount rate. Why 15% is the discount rate? In Bangladesh, the government usually use 12 to 15% discount rate. So we use the highest rate here but we may increase this. But as a financial manager or as a project manager, we have to assess this as well. Whether this 15%, how we calculate 15% and how we calculate these factors, I will show you in tomorrow's class. But just for time being, you can see. So for time being, this is an assumption. So discount rate is it could be a bank rate, it could be a alternative investment rate, from where if we invest these $900, these are our investment, $900, 900 million taka. This 900, by investing 900 million to a bank, we may receive 15%. That's why we use this 15%. That means this is the minimum expected rate of return an investor would expect from a project. That is why we made this discount rate 15%. So that means after discounting this 500 total net financial benefit of 498, we will receive in today's value 376 approximately. So in this way, you see, more we are taking time, though we are getting bigger amount here, but net discounted financial benefit is very small because of this 15%, because of this time, because we are taking more time to generate this money. So more time you are using, less you will receive in today's terms of value. Understand? So by this, after considering all these net present value year by year, and we use this 15% discount rate from here, and after considering this, we have this discount factor. So multiplying the discount factor with net financial benefit, we get discounted financial benefit in terms of today. I mean, at a time of zero. So after summation of all this figure, by summing up all this figure, you see we receive a net present value of positive value 133 million. And we also see that we have an internal rate of return. We usually have a calculation method. I have shown you in the slide. So I explained why, how we use this discount rate here. So if you have why this is has been explained. If you have any question, I will take it later. So discount factor, how we use the discount factor. So I is the discount rate and N is the time period. So here is the net present value calculation. And so if a project give us more than 0, I mean positive net cash flow generate, then we will accept the project. If we see that no, the project give us more cost, for example, for time being, if I just change the figure. So you see, the figure net present value is lower than 0. That means this criteria net present value. So the project would subtract the value from the farm, meaning your total value of the project have your total value of the company has decreased. So we are rejecting the project. But if we have the positive value here, if we can tactically assume that there are some positive net present value, we go for taking the project. Like I make you question that you consider before coming to Bangladesh, you consider the price, I mean the expenditure, you also consider the quality, you also consider the cultural values. So after considering all these points, you thought that coming to Bangladesh would be feasible. So that is why you take this, you come here. In this way, we can also calculate the internal rate of return. Why we are, what is the difference between internal rate of return and the NPV, net present value? The main difference is one is in percentage form, meaning a relative form. Sometimes we, rather than saying that the company is making $400 million profit, it is not appropriate sometimes. Rather, if we rather investor from the investor's perspective, some of the investors wants to know what is the percentage of the profit you will give me. So if we tell that yes, 10% profit I will give you, then they will be more interested. So that's why we calculate the internal rate of return in practice. And another tools is benefit cost ratio. Nowadays, this is also popular because it depends on the value. Total value we receive, the benefit, and total cost or the expenditure of the project. So if we see that IRR is higher than our minimum expected rate of return. For example, here we consider a 15% discount rate of 15%. So if we see that our IRR, I mean internal rate of return is higher than 15%, then we will take this project. Otherwise, we will reject the project. My dear brothers, should I continue or should you need a break?
Continue, sir.
Sorry?
No break.
You prefer break?
Yeah, just give us break time.
Okay, after 10 minutes, we'll take a prayer break, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Sir, also we are requesting to take a microphone.
Yeah, definitely. I will give you 30 minutes for making question and answer, and after Salat, Asar Salah, we'll continue, inshallah. No problem.
So
Do
we
you
are
want
requesting to,
now?
sir,
Yeah, please,
let me to talk.
please.
I'm requesting to take a microphone in order to hear the voice clear.
Voice.
Yeah,
My voice is not clear.
it's clear now, but it's not perfecting as a microphone.
Okay. CPX in 20 minutes. Let me use the microphone. Is it better?
Let me check.
Is it better now?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Someone is talking, so let me. Mute all. Yeah. So if I have muted everyone other than myself, if you have any question, kindly raise your hand. Okay. You are not allowed to unmute yourself. Okay. So if you have any question, you can raise your hand. Excellent. So how did we calculate the NPV and IRR? You see, in a spreadsheet, if we use the spreadsheet for budget purpose or for calculating the net present value, IRR, and this year, we have to, number one, you have to be very careful about discount rate. You have to be careful about using the discount factor as well. So you have to see the formula. You see how I have used this formula. So if you don't know how to use this spreadsheet, this will be difficult. In our PGDPM project, we usually have, earlier we had the non-online, I mean the physical class and physical examination, but we are shifting to online. So now you have to prepare yourself to be very convenient, with your digital platform as well. So you have to, if you did not see or if you did not make any calculation in a spreadsheet, from now on you should start very immediately, you should start learning spreadsheet. Otherwise it will be difficult in future for you people, for even for myself, everyone. We have to skill up, we have to improve our skills of Excel, PowerPoint, etc. So for, you see, there are some dollar sign in the before the column name and the row name. So meaning is we are fixed, we are making the fix. Otherwise what will happen, I'm just going to show you. These are the some of the skills you will need in future. and immediately. Okay, so probably every one of us is very accustomed with this type of like. So I have given this one was the discount factor formula. You see, I use this discount rate formula, discount factor formula here in the Excel file. So 1 divided by 1 plus J5. Where is the J5? J5 is here. You see, J5 is the discount rate. That means 1 plus 1 plus discount rate. So to the power, you see C9 in the, because I have changed it manually from this calculation. This already happened to be changed. You see, this is the C6. So I did not change it, so it has changed. So now if I just drag and drop, you see everything, there is no change, my dear brother. But we have to be, you have to change it, because this should not be happening, right? Because this is year 1. So what we need to do when we are, you see what happens? You see there are, where is the formula? D, it takes K5 D6, but what should be the fix? Fix should be the J5, because I am not changing the discount rate for whole year, for whole terms of the project. So now how we did it, we did this one, now I am showing you. Okay, so because J5 discount rate is always fixed, we have to fix the column, I mean J, column J, and we have to fix it. That means you cannot change. So we have to fix the 5 row number as well. So to fix the column, we use the $sign before the column. To fix the row, we use the insert a $sign from the board. So now you see, if we change now, what will happen? Now it is going to happen change. You see, now this is same. You see, so this is what we have used this discount factor when in a spreadsheet. And then how we got this financial benefit? We got the discounted financial benefit by multiplying D13. Where is the D13? Here is C13 to C into, so C, D, E, F in this way for M. So all these come from multiplying these two. The red one, you see, the red and blue. Do you see? I hope you are seeing this blue and red color, right? So this is what we made it in this way by multiplying this discount factor with net financial benefit. We got the discounted financial benefit. So once we got everything, what we did, we used the NPV formula. Now you see, I have used two separate things. One is directly all the benefits and all the cost. I made the cost in a separate column. In my last workshop on a spreadsheet, I told you that I am sure some of you guys were present, or most of the present. If not, you see, if I made the net present value formula directly by including the negative figures, then the total net present value is 115, which is not correct. This is wrong. Why wrong? Because actually I am getting this total summation. So this summation is actually 133. So we have, what we need to do in calculating the net present value, we have to calculate positive values first. I'm meaning the subtotal of NPV formula. So now I am using another cell to check how I calculated this. So you see, why after writing NPV, you may do yourself in your computer later or now. You may try in the 10-minute break as well, after Salah. So after writing NPV, after the bracket, you see the rate. So rate is the 15% rate. So I am locating this 15% here, J5, right? So after giving the comma, I am now getting value 1, 2, 3. So total value is actually, what are the values? These net financial benefit are these values. So I am going to close it. Once I am going to close, I will get, this is also wrong, because we already seen what is the formula. You say C0, that means this is the negative. So we already make the positive figure summation. So this is the total summation of the positive figure. You see the same values here is the 848.21 million. So I have, that means I have to include the negative cash outflow as well. What was the negative cash outflow? This is the negative cash outflow. So after summing up the negative figure, I have received this figure. So my dear brothers, are you made, now you can tell something about so far. If you have any question, tell me, please. So far, everything okay? You can unmute yourself now. Hello.
Yes,
Hello,
sir.
sir.
Yes. Any question so far?
Yes.
Please.
And in this section, for the MPV and IRR and BCR, it's not clear understanding.
I did not clear the IRR calculation. So you are talking about calculation or the definition?
All of them, all the calculation in this screen.
Okay. Are you clear about the NPV calculation? Only NPV, not the IRR.
No, all the Excel.
All the Excel you did not understand. Okay. These are our budget.
Okay.
How we make the budget? We thought that after making to construct a 6-story building in Dhaka Gulshan area, we will need 2 years. Okay. In the year 1, I mean the 2020, which is zero year here, because it will take time. So 700 million Bangladeshi taka we will require, and in the next year we'll require 200 million taka, and from the third year onwards, we'll need the operating and maintenance cost and the land acquisition cost, etc. We'll need the land acquisition cost of 15 million in the year one as in the year zero. I mean before inception. So this is what the investment year, right? We are using the zero. So, and you see, we budgeted that we will get the, we'll be able to sell the ready-made flat after year one, right? So after completion of the year one, we will get 300 million, and next year 500, next year 200. By this way, we'll in the last year we'll get 10 million. In this way, we'll get total revenue. So this is actually so far our budget. So this is what I already discussed about in the initially, that we, to make the feasibility study, we have to prepare the proper budget. So depending on the project, depending on the type of the project, it does not require that you have to follow this way. You may prepare any kind of spreadsheet template or financial statement template, because we are using long time here. So this is benefited because I can get the net financial benefit, and I made a very simple calculation without considering the tax, without considering the VAT. Obviously, in practice, the budgeting is not so easy, my dear brothers. So we have to learn more. That is what I have. But to make you understand within 3 to 4 hours, I cannot go more than this complex project. So just to show you, this is the expenditure, and this is the revenue. So if I have the revenue and the expenditure, so net, that means net financial benefit is the bold black, right? So if I consider these future, these are the future values, right? After the 1 year, after 2 year, after 3 year, this way we got all these future values. So we have to calculate back all these future values to present value. That means how we can convert these future values to present value? By using the discount rate. What is the discount rate? We use the 15%. So that is what I have tried to show you, how we calculated the discounted financial benefit here. Okay. So after if you understand this portion, you will understand the net present value calculation. Otherwise, you will not understand. So tell me, please, everyone, make sure that you understand this budgeting process. So in a budgeting process, you have to go from zero. That means what you are going to sell. So here we assume that we are going to sell some flat, ready-made flat. Understand?
Yeah.
Not understand?
Yes, we understand, sir.
I understand it.
Excellent.
Thank you.
So if you understand so far, I'll go for a 10-minute break. After a break, so now in my watch, this is 5:07. So we will come back within 5:15. And on that time, I will try to explain more about the NPV, IRR, and the BCR. Then we'll complete and we'll take more questions from you, and we'll see you tomorrow again, inshallah, right?
Inshallah.
Inshallah, inshallah. Thank
So
you, sir.
I am not leaving, I am just keeping my computer as is. So it will be recording, and so you can complete your Salah, Asr Salah as well. So I'm going for Asr Salah, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
I'm just giving a pause. Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi. Everybody here?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Should I start?
No, I think
Are you ready?
no. There is 13 participants.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir. You can.
Okay, only one told me that everyone is here, so I am assuming that everyone is here. So let me start again. Sharp. Only one. Excellent. Fine. So I'm just going to start. So we were at the calculation of net present value, right? So if we can produce the net present value, how? So if we can produce the discounted financial benefit, I told you that if we can calculate the net present value. So calculating net present value is we have the Excel or the spreadsheet as the built-in formula for NPV calculation. Like we have the summation, calculation of the summation. So do you everyone know how to calculate the summation? Like for example, I want to sum up year 1 and 2. So if so we have to start the bracket. after the sum, writing the formula. So like this, we have the built-in formula of I am not hearing because I did not have the microphone on me yet. I apologize. Okay, so only so like this we have the NPV calculation. So the built-in formula of NPV. So I can use the built-in formula directly. So if I use the direct NPV calculation directly, what will happen? I'm just going to show you. So this is the direct calculation. No, this one. All right. So this is the direct calculation, meaning I just applied the whole discount rate for all figures, right? When we use this kind of formula, we see that the value is 115, which is different from my calculated value. My calculated value is higher because I already explained. If you did not got my point, now I am explaining you again that we have to be careful about taking NPV built-in formula. When we calculate the NPV formula, we have to sum up non-negative figure. I mean the positive figures separately, and most importantly, the cash outflow figure we have to make it separately so that we got the same. Otherwise, the formula will misrepresent or mislead the calculation. Okay. So, understand NPV calculation?
Yes.
Excellent. So, if you understand, so for IRR, we have very simple. So now the benefit of using the spreadsheet is we have the built-in IRR formula. Otherwise, if we don't use the spreadsheet, we have to go for a trial and error basis to calculate the IRR. If we don't use the spreadsheet formula, we have to use the writing board or the pad, and we have to go for a trial and error. We have to use the trial and error to calculate the IRR. But fortunately, Microsoft has given us the opportunity to calculate by using their built-in formula. So this is very simple. Just write down equal sign and then IRR. Then you will see that IRR formula already returns the internal rate for a series of cash flows. Now I have to locate those net cash flows. What are those cash flows? Cash flows are here. Okay, and now we calculate, close the brackets. So now you see the IRR is 12 point. Here is the IRR, and that we already calculated 22.05. So you understand IRR calculation?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Yes.
So if you understand the IRR calculation, so now you can compare with the discount rate. We have the discount rate 15%. So what IRR is large, right? Larger than discount rate. That means it also indicates us that we should take the project. That means project will give us some benefit. But what I am just showing you again. You see, I changed a value, and now I am getting the IRR of 14.8. That means IRR is less than the discount rate. That means it will give us negative value. So we will not accept that this project. But if we have 22.05, we'll accept this project. Okay. The third tools we use for financial feasibility is, and now worldwide is going to be very popular. This is one is benefit cost ratio. This is a simple ratio, like we are using the as it is say it is tell the benefit divided by the what cost. So that is why its name suggests benefit cost ratio. So if benefit cost ratio is greater than 1, we'll accept this project. And this is also simple. We'll use the summation formula. You see, I have used the sum. Okay, sum of the benefit. So sum of the benefit equal to sum of because it is we are comparing the discounted. So I will use the discounted benefit. Okay, that's why we have to manually calculate this. And divided by, since there is another negative, I am just dividing using the negative again. So I'll get a positive figure. So 1.19 is the benefit cost ratio. Since benefit cost ratio is greater than 1, meaning is that we are, if we invest $1, we will get more than $1 in return. If we make investment of $1, we'll get the benefit of more than $1. That is the meaning of benefit cost ratio. Okay, so that is what I have explained here. The criteria of benefit cost ratio. A benefit cost ratio is the ratio present value of the benefits and to the present value of cost. Decision rule is reject any project with benefit cost ratio less than 1 and accept if opposite, meaning if greater than 1. So this is so far our assessment of financial feasibility study. Do you have any question? Do you understand?
Sir,
Sir. Please make question. Ask me question.
Sir,
Yes.
okay.
Yes, please.
my question is, and I understand it well for the BCR, benefit cash, I understand it. That means, and if I make investment, I will get a profit and greater than the investment. So the IRR, if I make the IRR, that
Correct.
means only I know the profit as a percentage, isn't it?
Right. So when we get the result of IRR in terms of return, in terms of relative percentage, in terms of percentage, right? And
but
in BCR we get a ratio, and in NPV we get the value, total value. That means what will be the total value. So from the investor's point of view, for example, if you join in a company, if you start your job in a company, your parents may ask you how much salary you will get. Okay, right?
Yes.
So if they we or your friend or some other relative we usually ask that yes, for example, you are earning $700 per month, for example.
Okay.
So after 5 years you got an increment. So when you got the increment, the meaning your salary is going to increase. Okay.
Yes.
So now your relative or your friends is asking you in two-way question. One is how much you have the increment, and what is the second one is what is the percentage of increment, right? So the
Yes.
first answer, that means what is the value of the increment, is the net present value. Okay. And what is the percentage of increment is the IRR.
Okay, I can understand it.
Any more question?
Sir, I want to ask you one question.
Please.
And sir, MBV, we get that means the net financial benefit plus discount rate.
Net present financial benefit, yes.
Plus discount rate, that's NBV.
No. Discounted total present value. Okay, I am showing you the slide, the calculation. Here you see the minus C0 is the initial investment. That means this one, initial investment is net initial investment. That means the year 0, the total investment is 715. Okay. Plus, that means this is the cash outflow, initial investment, plus whatever the cash flow you are receiving. Total cash flow C1, C2, C3 in this way. So you are receiving this cash flow, right? So these are the cash flow you are receiving, but we are using the discounted one. So we divided or we multiplied with the discount factor, using the discount factor. So that is why we usually tell it discounted present value. Okay. So something discounted meaning is value has been decreased, right?
Right.
So there's the idea of using discounted cash flow. So we have received the cash flow of $100, but in calculation of the NPV we use 86.96. You see?
Yeah.
Because this $100 have been discounted. Why we have discounted? Because this 15% is a percent which we may consume within 1 year, because this cash flow is for 1 year, right? This flow is for second year. This is for third year. This way we go on. Okay. So you see, more you are going far time period, we are discounting use. That is why we use so total NPV formula is initial investment plus discounted cash flow, not the discounted rate. Okay.
Okay.
Cash flow have been discounted using the discount rate. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Any more question?
I am very pleased that you are making question. Please ask me more question. No problem. My today's session is over. So tomorrow I will go for the more learning outcomes. No more today,
Sir,
inshallah. I will give you today. I will share the all these materials so that you can check from your home how we calculated. Especially, you have to go through. You try to calculate this one from your home, okay? By changing this figure and using the new sheet. So you write yourself new sheet and try to calculate the NPV without seeing without being this directly,
sir,
without copying. Yeah, please.
and if I need to start a new sheet, and there is maybe yeah, there is maybe I face some difficulty because
Obvious.
this Excel is not understandable, full understandable.
Okay.
So
So what you will
and
need, you will rename this. Okay. And how you can rename? So without use, you have to take notes on your notepad. Okay. What are the
yes,
notes? For example, you have to change this discount rate. You have to change the project life, and you have to change this figure as well. So in our first class, do you remember I have given you, you prepared some hospital for COVID people, right? Do you
yes,
remember? So you made some project. So now you
yes,
imagine you are going to make some project for anything, school, college, university, building, or for profit organization, not for profit organization. So you try to imagine what are the expenses you, or you may make a simple calculation of your own project. What is the own project? You came already in Bangladesh. So before coming to Bangladesh, you make some budget. So now you prepare your budget. Okay. So
sir,
you already know that you have that expenses now, and if you receive our the certificate, I mean after 1 year or 1.5 years, you may get the certificate, and so by using this certificate, you will get some benefit, right? Because you will get the job. So that the benefit will be the benefit here, net cash flow. So,
yes, sir.
right? So you convert those benefit here, and you don't need to rename all this. You just need to delete this. Okay, delete, and now you just go for entry. Here are the benefit. Here are the cost, and you can do it on yourself.
Sir,
Sir, please.
in the cash
And
below.
even after that, if you face any kind of problem, I am available, inshallah. So you can just write on the WhatsApp, or I will make you clear tomorrow, or even after that, we may use another workshop for Excel, so that you can just you have your own computer with very blank page. So we will do it practically. Okay.
Okay, that's we need. That's what we need.
Yeah.
That will be clear to understand
Okay.
everyone.
Inshallah.
Thank you.
Anything else, my dear brothers? Anyone else?
Huh?
There
No?
is a sister here, probably, right? So if sister, if you have any question, Hafsa, no, right? If you have any question, please ask me. Or anyone, if you want to ask any question, you just unmute your mic and ask me the question. Otherwise, we can finish it. So Abdi Salam Hussein said that all clear, sir. So thank you, sir. It is my pleasure that you are getting clear thing. If you are benefited, I will be very pleased, inshallah.
Sir, I have a question.
Please. Abbas, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Please.
Sir, in this project, like maybe school project, so maybe it's running from year 1 to year 3, 3 years running.
Okay.
So, and our financial budget is at least more than what we were expecting. So if any uncertainty occurs, what will happen with the project? Like maybe floods came and they cleared everything for our project, like second year running. So how will we?
You see, natural disaster, if there is any natural disaster, that means the disaster from God, we, what do? We can only make dua, right? So that may Allah save us and save our projects. Other than that, we don't have any option. From the investor's point of view, from the financial point of view, these are great loss. And there are many projects in the world which failed. I will inshallah give you some YouTube links. You can see the failed project. They make all the budget. They are great companies, but the project was not able to be implemented as expected because of the natural or because of the human cause and different, for many reasons. There are many technical difficulties as well. So that's why we have, as a project manager, what we need to do, we have, you see, today we are using the Zoom, right? But after even before 6 months, if you just now is 29th May, even in November last year, how many of us know about Zoom, right? So this is what a project usually changes. So in changing circumstances, we have to change our project as well. So as a project manager, we have to be very careful about the changes. So if you can predict the change, you are a good project manager. Okay, that's why big business people success, because they can see, obviously with the help of Allah.
Sir.
Sir.
And in this Excel, there is a project life that I understand it. The second is discount rate. So as a project manager, and this means I decide and what I make in my project to discount rate, or it decide for the stakeholders.
I did not. Could you please repeat?
In discount rate.
Discount rate. Okay.
This discount rate.
So your question is how we calculate the discount rate?
Yes.
Okay. Excellent question. So okay. So what is the discount? The meaning of discount rate is, for example, if I tell you your name is Abdirajak, right?
Yes.
So I am telling you, Abdirajak, that you give me 1,000 taka.
Yes.
For 1 month.
Yes.
I will after 1 month I will give you 1,000 taka return.
Yes.
Okay. Another friend of you told you that he will give you 1,200 taka after 1 month.
Yes.
So what will you do?
I will take 12,000.
Yeah, you'll give money to your friend, not to me.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Because I am giving you 0 return.
Yes.
Whereas he is giving you 20% return.
Yes.
So discount rate is the rate which we are getting the minimum rate of return we are expecting from an investor. Okay.
Yes.
So if I tell you that, okay, Abdulrazak, I am giving you 1100 taka. You may consider it because I am a teacher. So after considering assessment of the other parts, you may consider that yes, I will give you some, right? Even after that, you know that you will get higher return because this is your minimum requirement that you will have to have minimum 10% return. So this 15% return I have used here in the context of Bangladesh. In Bangladesh, the government project that I will explain you in tomorrow's class. What is the what is the difference between the private project and public project is. So in a government project, usually the government or the World Bank, Asian Development Bank, in terms of multi-donor agency usually use 15% discount rate. So in a simple terms, I use that discount rate as a minimum rate. You got my point?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Any more questions?
Sir,
Sir.
This discount rate means like is like tax return rate, right? Like for example, like developing countries, they pay you pay tax the whole year.
Not the tax. This is not the tax.
No, for example,
this is
sir,
the return.
For example, yes, for example, I'm talking about. I'm taking an example because I have understood in another way.
Okay.
Like when you are paying for that the whole year the tax.
Okay.
Then they will make you.
No. Can you tell me two name of the bank in your country? Bank.
We have Salam Bank.
Islamic Bank. Okay. Another bank.
IBS.
Salam.
IBS.
IBS. Another one. Islamic Bank.
Premier Bank.
Sorry, Premier.
Thabshil Bank.
Huh? Hafshil.
Thabshil Bank.
Salam.
Salam Bank, IBS,
okay.
Thabshil.
Okay, I am taking two examples. Salam Bank. So you have, for example, you have $1,000. Okay.
Okay.
So you go to the Salam Bank, okay, to deposit. So they will, if you make deposit, usually we get some return, right? Do you know?
Yes.
That if we give some deposit, after 1 year they will give us some return. So Salam Bank told you that you will get 6% return. Meaning, so after 1 year, you are going to get $60 additional. What? From $1,000, you are getting to make income of $60, right?
Yes.
With 6%. Whereas you go to the IBS, and IBS told you that IBS will give you 7% after 1 year. Meaning, after 1 year, you will get $70. So that is your minimum. So if you consider third investment, for example, your friend asks you to give some loan, though charging something on loan is haram, prohibited. This is not going to be the return. This is going to be the interest. But for your better just for understanding, I am just telling you an example that your friend told you that yes, I will make this investment from your point, and then I will give you some return. So, and he asked you how much return you are expecting. Okay, so you told that since if I give 1,000 to any of the bank, they will give me maximum of what? $7, right? $70. So 7%. So you are getting the maximum from the IBS. So you told your friend that you have to give me minimum $70 after 1 year with this $1,000. So if you give me $70, I will give this money to you. That's why. So this is the, in another way we can tell that maximum benefit we are going to forego from any project, because if I go for making investment to my friend this $1,000, I am going to forego the maximum benefit from the IBS bank, right? Do you understand?
Yes.
That's why this is, we usually call this as discount rate. So from the investor's point of view, this is the minimum requirement to make any investment. Any more question?
Sir.
Sir.
I understand that well for the discount rate.
Excellent.
But and for this section,
Mhm.
and as a project manager, my question is, as a project manager, how can I decide and to
Okay.
say my discount rate is 15%, 20%, or 10%?
Excellent question. Thank you, Abdiraja. You're making very good questions. So you have to assess different investment options. Okay.
Okay.
So your project, whether you have to think about the sources of finance, that is our next class, next workshops topic. You have to understand the discount rate. We have to check the sources of finance as well, because I am telling from the investment point of view. That means I am going to expenditure. I am going to make expense. But to get this money, I have to source from somewhere, right? From your parent, you got the money, or from your bank, you are getting the money, or you from your get. So these are the some of the sources. So, when we make the decision of appropriate discount rate, we have to match that requirement of the sources with our investment. Okay.
Okay.
Only matched the rate that match best, that will be used as a discount rate. Understand?
Okay, sir. Understand.
Thank you. So any question, please? So some of the brothers already left. So I assume that no more questions are from here, right? Can any one of you represent your team and tell me, should I continue? So we have also, Alhamdulillah, it is all about 6 p.m. So I believe we have consumed good time, and I believe, inshallah, this will benefit it for you in practice as well.
Okay, sir.
So if everything is okay, I am going to finish for today. I hope to see you. Abdullah is here. Abdullahi, or have you got the routine schedule next workshop date?
Yeah, sir.
Tomorrow at 4, right? Same time.
Yeah.
So hope to see you tomorrow, inshallah. By this time, Allah Hafiz. Assalamu alaikum.
Sir.
Sir.
Okay, we need to get the slides.
Yeah,
How
obviously. I'm sharing in your email.
Sir.
In your email.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.